thought Cold War's looking like a pretty good game.
I will say I will pat myself on the back for constantly being a Cold War defender. I liked that game. It was definitely buggy for sure, and at the time I was playing on a very suboptimal setup, which made it even worse.
Yeah.
And so, you know, definitely not the best of experiences on a technical level with that game, but certainly had a lot of fun. And I definitely think, given the choice between Cold War and Vanguard, I'm probably going with Vanguard. I said that from the beginning, and I continue to hold that to this day. But we've definitely had some moments on Vanguard for sure. We had our first semifinal appearance as a team, Mr. Tej, and we were really close. We got bounced pretty hard in the semis, unfortunately. But we had our first semifinal appearance, and you know, let me tell you something, man. Being in the playoffs and being in the, you know, just so close to a championship definitely felt good for sure.
Yeah, and looking to fine tune some things, but
We're locked in, homie.
We're
locked.
trying to lock in, and I know, I mean, maybe that's gonna be a tough thing for teams around the league. Again, I mean, the CDL just finished up their season, right? So it's definitely like a weird time with the CRL right now. Obviously, have a lot of games to be played, but you're at the end of the game cycle, right? And you know, we'll see what teams can lock in throughout the year. But again, I'm happy still with the turnout, a really good turnout this year, and this season, excuse me. And really through the whole year, honestly. I mean, it has been another very successful season here at the CRL. So thank you to everybody for making that possible, and obviously everybody behind the scenes as well for just putting on a great show. And yeah, I mean, also it was, I don't know if we ever really touched on this on Chumps Week last season, but getting to meet everybody at the New York major was awesome. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely agree.
By the way,
it looks like we are hopping in. We are hopping in to our map. We didn't have it up on our screen. I don't know if Twitch was seeing it this whole time, but we certainly were not. But looks like we're hopping into a Tuscan. We're over here, and looks like we got a tie game here on P3.
Yeah. Okay, we're into it, and you know, just ironing out some things at the start of the year. But here we go.
Figuring it out in August, boys. We love it.
Avoid with 2 in the feed. He'll hop on the point and just trying to get our bearings here. But yeah, tied game going through the first 3 hard points here on Tuscan, as they are looking to run it up. Avoid with a nice start, sitting at 9 and 4, and it'll have to be OG Cheat trying to break their way back in.
Yeah. So Jay has a good lineup there, but is not going to be able to capitalize on that. So it is going to be Boston Burgers, so we're going to hold it down for right now. And now thinking about rotations here is going to be a fight up on top fire, but it looks like it is going to be Yo Guys Texas who should be able to get there first. They'll be able to get into the position and start to lock things down, but keep an eye on that mid. That's where the action is going to happen.
Yeah, it is. And now a big gunfight over there. On field side, excuse me, as Limits takes down Avoid. So he will take care of that. Now, number 3 in the back, though, that's going to be George in the back trying to flip those spawns for his team. We'll see what happens. It is going to be OGT with the opening time. George comes around and finds 1 player. Now looking for more, but that should flip the spawns for their team. And that's going to be a break here for Boston.
It's going to be a break for Boston. They're going to hold on tight for right now. Want to get to that 100-point mark to kick this off. You see Giants is going to be kind of checking the corners, but you can get hit from behind. It's going to be Chava coming around the back. Nice flank out of him. Going to find 2. They're trying to look for a 3rd on the inside. Can't quite find him, as Jordan's going to be able to get the better of him and take him down. So now a bit of a reset once again as Boston retake the point. Avoid's going to help out with that. Trying to get a second one, but Marshall just going to be a little bit quicker on the draw. He's going to look for George. He's going to grab a couple more, and he's just going to stand by. We're going over to P5.
Yeah, now you're going to see the player start to rotate over, and OGT is going to, I thought they were going to send 2 players over, just 1 player, so this player number 8 in Limits is going to have to deal with 2 players. She does find the first one on that other side of the map while his team is trying to lock down the time. The scrap time over at P4, Limits again, just trying to buy time. There's going to be George finding 1, though. This rotation, I mean, P5 has kind of been a money hill at some point, so let's see if they can lock it in. Contest coming in right now, but a back and forth hill. Chava does find 2. Again, trying to look for more in the hill. But it is going to be Boston, excuse me, OGT is doing a good job right now with the initial kills over at P5. So we'll see if they can hang on.
And OGT appears to be doing pretty well. That's going to be behind. Java's going to go on 5 killing spree. He's going to be able to find 3 there. And he's going to kind of stick over by the stairs. Going to look for Davey on the inside. Has some help from Jay. So this is going to be easy street here for OGT, who now finally hit the century mark themselves. And Java seems to be going, wow, it was so close. That glide was not able to get the kill over there on George by well area. But now we start moving over towards mid and the rotations over towards P1. So a pretty even game going back over into P1. And rotations, I mean, both of these teams seem to be pretty well timed in getting there. It's just going to be about winning gunfights.
That glide bomb would have been nice, but I mean, in the meantime, I mean, they had a really good P5, did OGT, they got back into this game, and it's going to be Boston getting on the initial time. So OGT will have to find a break. You're going to have some players coming through that field side and mid map. It is going to be Davey for Boston, trying to be annoying and avoid on this pillar, trying to be annoying as well, get those kills. Back and forth right now as trades are going through. OGT trying to still find a way in the contest right now. And just contest fest right now, trying to get some positioning, trying to get the teammates back into this, but both players not giving anything away. Boston eventually comes out on top and will try to collect the rest of this time. They're potentially going to, yeah, the spawns do split as well. So this could be a good run for Boston. However, OGT looks to lock in the remaining time here on P1.
Yeah, the lock in the remaining time, they should be able to at least get close to tying this one up, but it will be eyes on Boston as they start to think about moving over to this next point. You already see number 3, that's George World on your minimap, waiting over by that P5 area, waiting to see if there's any crosses coming in whatsoever. They're trying to lock down mid-charge, but that's not going to happen when you got Limits just jumping like a bunny rabbit to be able to get those kills. And now the rest of the squad is just pulling up to church and taking everybody to the back. So now they're just going to pressure Boston towards the back while they start to move on through this ramp alley and try to break this point on through. So Boston Burgers, good start for now, but right now they need to be trying to push OGT out because they're just getting caught.
Yeah, I mean, their setup's pretty good, but the pressure is coming in now from OGT, and eventually the clap's coming in. As you see that I'm trying to work this. George finding one, and Limits finds a trade, and I mean, back and forth again on this hill. Both teams playing this very well. I like the setup, the initial setup, but the slow play by OGT to make sure they try to get a break in does work out. Now George trying to get on that rotation. He is going to get shut down though. So it is going to be OGT that are going to have the rotations over to P3. And while all that is happening, I mean, not much happening on this P2 hill, just back and forth fights. It is going to leave, again, OGT will win that rotation over to P3, and Boston's going to have to break.
You know, I haven't seen such a pendulum style match in a while. I mean, these guys have been back and forth, literally point for point, like just alternating and getting big gains to ultimately just get within like a few points of each other, then for it to ultimately flip. And if you look at the KDs for all these teams, I mean, you kind of see similar results across the board. I mean, you see a Void turned up for Boston, you see Jay turning up for OGT, a lot of similar numbers across the board. So we might have a situation where it's going to come down to one hill. We've seen it before, especially in the CDL, where we saw a lot of final P1s be the deciders and a lot of these Tuscan maps, and I think this is going to be no different.
I can definitely see that happening. And by the way, a great breakthrough from Boston. Although Java does find 2 with the grenade, 1 with the gun, so that's going to be the opening for his team to try to get back on the point. And it's going to be Giants on that Godhead in the back of the map, just ripping heads right now. And but yeah, it was a great initial break by Boston, going through that roof side, getting a nade kill, which opened it up, and they were able to get some time here. So Boston slowly starting to run away with this. If you're OGT, you need a big kill here on P4.
Yeah, this is be big for them. They got to start to bring this back. They started to lose control as Boston did hit that 200-point mark. So you definitely don't want them to continue on here. So now all eyes on OGTs. They finally do break through the point. But take a look where Boston's at. They are set up for a nice split here. It looks like they're going to start right in. It's going to start with a Void going in on the entry, and Davey's going to clean up the rest. So a quick, easy break here for Boston. There's still a couple players from OGT hanging around the outside, but they're probably going to be dealt with pretty shortly.
Yeah, now you got to work something here quickly as time is running out on their side as Boston continuing to run up the score right now. Still on this point. OGT just not with a way in. Giants with a nice kill. He's on a 5 and just gonna go right to the back of that player. He's gonna get taken down. And now what do you do if you're the side of OGT? Although Boston is getting on the hill there, you don't want to. You have an easy scrap time here. Definitely want to take advantage of it, but it is going to be Boston trying to set up for this P5, trying to hold as long as they can. Or excuse me, OGT as long as they can. I'm sorry, I had trouble with the colors here in this game, but here we go. On to P5, and Boston wins the initial engagements.
Boston wins the engagement, so they'll be able to hold it down. They're going to look to win it right here. All Guys Texas looking for the pinch, but it looks like Davey's going to put a stop to that. He's going to find one, going on the cow. Look for Java, finds two. Can he find three on the outside? It looks like he's going to be able to. No, Jay gets the final bullet and is going to be able to take him down. So it's going to be Boston right now, still trying to break on in as OGT continues to stay alive, but that nade might start to do things in. But I mean, the kills are just still lighting up green at the moment. But now finally George gonna hop on point and at least contest. Marshall just trying to make sure he doesn't die, waiting for backup here as the point continues to get contested. But when George is starting to fry, there's really not much they're gonna be able to do. One final push here for OGT. They have to get in there, but I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. So it's going to be the Boston Burgers that are gonna take map 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a back and forth game for most of it, and then Boston just found a way to pull away. They had some quality hills and quality breaks on rotations that they couldn't get to. So good job by them. They closed out this first map, and yeah.
And welcome back. Told you it would be a short one. We are back with some more Tuscan. This time it's gonna be search and destroy. So Boston Burgers up 1-0 after a nice convincing map 1 here on Tuscan on Hardpoint. So we'll have to see if they'll continue that energy here once again on the same map, in case you thought there was any diversity going on. But looks like we got a B push to start this off.
And they're flying through, and Jay is going to have to take off. Takes out the third. Jay left by himself on that side of the map, and it doesn't matter. He takes down all three.
Okay, well, you just want to line up for Jay, and you know what? Just give him the ace. Screw it. Just give him the ace. Why not? Why not kick it off for a bang for OGT? OGT goes up 1-0. I mean, there's really not much to break down there. I mean, they just lined up. Jay was ready for it. They were in the proper position. They just didn't bother chowing them, and then that was just really the end of it. Not much to really talk about there.
Yeah, that's a great round from him, and again, just lines them up. And you know, Optic teams are used to that, and he's on the other side of it. But I just had to mention it because you know, yeah, it's just worth noting. But a 4-0 start there for Jay. Great start, and now on the offensive side, it is going to be OGT pushing that A site.
He says it's worth noting as if his team wasn't there over the weekend. But whatever, is what it is. We got OGT now going to respond again and continue this momentum as they go for this plant onto A. Looks like you'll be able to get this nice and clean. No one from Boston really interested in checking that bomb at any point during that time, so everyone's just going to start to move over. Keep an eye on number 4 in your menu. That's going to be Davey. He actually might be right out here by Jay over on this outside, so you're going to see some bullets start to fire, and it looks like the first gunfight is going to go in favor of Boston.
Yeah, and a very, very passive round defensively here for Boston as Jay picks up another one, getting all 5 kills for his team to start this map. But just trying to work your way over to the site if you're Boston, try to find something, and just like that, will be martial law last alive. He's going down one though, in a void. And that's going to make things interesting here. 1v2, Giants is defusing though. We'll try to check it. George takes him down, and there you go. Boston gets the retake after, again, a very passive setup to start there. Interesting stuff. I thought maybe they're a little gun shy after what happened the first round, but they respond, and it's 1-1.
I also don't know what in OGT were really thinking there. I mean, I'm okay with very passive setups where they're able to just kind of hold corners and everything, but they just lost every single gunfight that mattered in that scenario. They had a lot of things going their way, but then after they lost the first 2 gunfights, I mean, there just really wasn't much happening. Everything just started to collapse in on itself. So not much happening there for OGT. So their momentum is going to get shut down here by Boston as they go on the attack.
Yeah, and Jay does get taken off that early streak, so we won't have any glide bomb as of yet, but bomb is getting taken over to the A side here, and he's going to be Giant trying to look for the kill, and George will get the first blood here on OGT, so good start for them, as that should open up the map for him.
Wow, so a lot of aggressive flanks we're seeing at a lot of these teams. I mean, he just straight up YOLO'd that mid alley to try to get a couple of kills. I mean, he was red out, but I mean, we were seeing that a lot so far in the search and destroy. We're seeing a lot more aggressive flanks, no real hesitation going around the outside corners or just even going straight up mid. But now we see Chava last alive 1v4. I mean, honestly, just jump off, man. I mean, it's not worth your time. You know you're going to get caught out, and you know they're just going to collapse around you. And here comes Davey. Chava's going to get the shot down. I mean, he's going to be able to get up 1, but how much more damage can you really do if you're Chava right now?
Yeah, this is going to be a round win here for Boston, unless an absolute miracle happens. But Chava,
I think cheating at this point might be an option, but
yeah, I was going to say, still trying for it, but at this point, I think you just want to play your life. George will shoulder peek there and get that information, so he is going to get taken down. That is going to be another Boston Burgers win. It's back-to-back nice rounds after obviously that crazy start that went against them, but nice little rebound, and now they're up.
Nice little rebound. So Boston going to be able to take the wow. I'm losing it here, guys. I apologize. I got so checked out. Yeah, so they took the last 2 rounds, so they're going to take this lead here, and they're going to make sure that Jay doesn't get heated up anymore. He has died the last 2 rounds, and the earlier streak has just been gone. So any momentum that Old Guys Texas had going into this just completely just put away and swatted out to the side as Boston continued to kind of pick up form once again. They're like, all right, yeah, we're going to forget that first round happened, and we're just going to play our game.
Yeah, I love that play.
Look, man.
Just getting aggressive through the middle of the map, getting to that to the opponent's side of you. I love that play. He is going to get traded out, but that opening pressure does go his way on the defensive side. Now Void will pick one up on Jay, so Boston with a lives advantage right now. And now you want to see if maybe get this bomb down or just try to play your life.
Did you not hear that?
The timing there. There you go.
Heard that all the way in the booth. What took you so long?
There you go. On the other side of the map, bomb is going to be down, so Marshall are now left in a 1v2.
1v2, and definitely doable situation here. I mean, it's going to have to rotate over towards the bomb and make some pretty spectacular plays regardless. But when George is just sitting on the bomb, it's going to be easy to locate players, but not so easy to win the gunfight. So Boston Burgers going to go up 3-1, 3 straight. Starting to really just start to roll. I mean, a lot of just great clinical setups here and just playing the headies and just doing really all the right things to make sure they don't put themselves in a tough spot. I mean, despite that first round, I mean, they just seem to kind of, they're just going right back to fundamentals, man.
Yeah, I mean, and they look good. Like, I think that first round was definitely an anomaly, and now you're just starting to see them lock in and, you know, okay, we're not going to get a piece like that every round, and now they're starting to work it. So it is going to be them back on the offensive side here. Again, he's looking to go to that A site, but Giants is going to take some shots early and just try to play his life as the trades are going back and forth on that field side, and it is going to favor OGT as they lead in the lives. But as I say that, it's tied up. And look at this round.
What?
This one, just like that, it is going to be Jay left in a 1v2.
I respect the pistol chow there out of Martial Law up top, I believe, is who it was, who just decided to pull out the pistol and be like, you know what? I'm going to gun this guy top fire. Screw it. But it is going to be Jay, who actually does find one in this 1v2, is going to make the bomb get dropped and knows where Giants is, has a grenade, and just trying to hurt him and try to be able to make this push, and actually does get the hit marker, so now the push is going to come through, and it's going to be just easy pickings as OGT are finally going to get back on the board. Great 1v2 there.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice play, and you know, it is Jay who it seems to be OGT's guy here in the search and destroy and gets that 1v2, which was desperately needed, right? Go down 4-1 and you're in a tough spot already. But, I mean, at that point, Boston continues to get that momentum. Jay says not so fast, shuts it down, and now makes it a 3-2 scoreline in favor of Boston as OGT heads back to the attack.
Heading back to the attack is right. So OGT going to look to tie this right back up. Do not want this game to get out of hand like we saw in that first hard point. And it looks like they're going to choose the unorthodox move over towards B. But have we seen this before? I mean, there's 3 people going here. We got 1 player ready. Here is a 1. Can we get a 2? Nope. George's going to reposition here over towards B. He's going to make sure it doesn't die. So, I mean, good start there. I mean, you're going to get out with your life. I mean, that there's, you know, and now look at the absolute surrounding nature of the minimap. Boston has them cornered. They're asking them to come out with their hands up. They have nowhere to go.
Yeah, and they don't know this, but bomb is down. It was OGT leading with their bomb carrier, so he dies, and now you're left in a 4v2 with bomb down. And as you said, I mean, this is a great job right now by Boston of just surrounding them, getting all the angles right now. Marshall is going to get killed from behind, and now Jay, he had a 1v2 last time, now left in a 1v4 though, and this is going to be a tough situation. He's going to get taken down, and Boston continuing to do what they need to do in the slaying department here in search, and they go up 4-2.
It is swing round time, team. For the first time this season, we're going to see a bit of a swing round happen. But you know what, man, all my money's on Boston at this point. I mean, they're just playing some good clinical COD, playing the right gunfights. I mean, you saw it there. Like, George could have been a lot more selfish by just laying down and had to have known that there was going to be more players back there. But instead of just risking it, just backed off, let the team reposition, got everybody just around them, just around OGT, making sure they weren't able to escape in any direction whatsoever, and ultimately won them the round. So, I mean, just wonderful teamwork out of Boston.
It is, and here we go again. We've seen this before. Jay,
come on, Jay.
Again.
Let's see it again, Jay. Come on, Jay. Let's see it, Jay. What do you got? He knows it there too. Then he's going. Oh, the timing.
He pulls a nade, and yeah, that is going to be the play for Boston, getting on through and already making it a 4v2. As you said, Boston just playing so clinical right now. It's working in their favor, and now OGT left
I
in a
mean, my
very
goodness
impossible
gracious.
position, and now even more impossible. Limits left in a 1v4, and this is a big one.
Hey, look, I'll look for a 1v4. I mean, I want to see what happened. I'll believe in Limits just for the sake of the stream. I want to see Limits do this. He's going to come around the backside of Radio, going to look for Davey. Not going to be able to get a peek onto that P5 side, but is going to be able to get the patio essentially for free here. No eyes at all, but now finally the first engagement goes through, and now you see all the mini-map arrows start to turn, and it's just not going to be much for Limits to do at that point. So Boston Burgers take us to map point, 5-2.
Yeah, and they are just continuing to make the right plays. And yeah, it was a little bit of unfortunate timing there for Jay as he pulls that nade and then gets rushed, and a teammate also went down at the same time. So just after those opening engagements, you're just left in an impossible spot if you're OGT. And now if you're OGT, you got to find something. With backs against the wall on the surge, do not want to go down 2-0, but that is what they're looking at this point in time.
I think it's just a prophecy at this point. I don't think OGT have the dog in them to try to take this one back, but who knows? They may surprise us. But Limits with the bomb, gonna try to get some peeks, throw some shoulders, and he is actually gonna be able to find a kill. Marshall was able to find the first blood, but Giants is there with the pistol to take down the bomb carrier. So now, even though lives are up here for OGT, the bomb is in a pretty precarious position. So this is gonna be Boston who are gonna be able to get a good nice setup going here.
Oh, and that's a great play by Jay to take down Giants, who was trying to get on the flank there. So they have a 1v3 as George is left in that position. He's going to spot that player on bomb, get some shots up, but now his position is revealed. That bomb will go down, and now you're in a tough spot. And as soon as, I was going to say, as soon as he comes out of church, he should be found here, and we'll see what happens. Trying to make something happen with that sub. Takes down the first player, though, in martial law. I guess that was his life, trying to make it interesting, but eventually taken down on that bottom church, and OGT survive for now as they push it to 5-3.
Yeah, gonna just try to keep it going. That was some good play out of them. I liked the chow there, Jay, to kind of even it up and make sure that OGT still had the man advantage and didn't have anything going, because the bomb was kind of put down in such a weird spot that it was going to be hard for them to get it. Not that Boston really knew that it was there, but just more so that they were just going to have to be like put into really open positions and have to just play spots that they normally wouldn't play. But nonetheless, they bring it back, so they're going to make it interesting. Boston now on the attack, going to look to end it.
Yeah, now we're going to see Martial Law is going to get aggressive here.
Peekaboo.
We'll see if that works out, as he will get the kill on a Void, and I was thinking more grenades were going to come in to try to flush him out, but it doesn't. Now Chava's going to find another one on George.
Okay, sure.
Here we go. OGT with a quick round, and Bobby may be jinxing something here. We go to 5-4.
As if that's anything new. Of course, I have to say, you know what, stream? I do it for you. I jinx it for you. I am giving you guys the quality entertainment. I am playing like God right now and just making this happen for you. Ty, you got to be lucky sitting next to me right now.
You know, I wouldn't mind around 11, so...
I wouldn't either.
Whatever you need to say to make that happen, I'm here for it, but it is going to be OGT back on the attacking side and continuing to try to get this rolling. Looks like they're going to be pretty aggressive here. They're taking that bomb right down the middle of the map.
Yeah, they're going right down the middle of the map, and that's going to cost them, as the Void is going to be able to get eyes on target. He's going to fire some shots, but Java does end up getting that first blood. Evened up, though, as everyone now just waits. Davey, is he going to be able to find an extra kill? So now 3v2 situation here for Boston, as OGT, still with bomb in hand, going to look to just kind of back this one up, see what type of information they can get. I think they still want to go for A, but they need to figure out what all these other players are. They are going to find Davey, but keep an eye on this flank here from George World towards the back. Java may actually be reading it too. It's just going to come down to timing, and they're not seeing each other quite yet. George is just kind of waiting around. Now Java finally sees, but can't get the gun up in time. It's all up to Limits to keep this map alive. The stun comes through, actually does find the kill. So it's now Limits versus a Void X. There's 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah, and we'll see. I think we're gonna have the gunfight here. I thought maybe he's gonna rotate it, but he gets eyes on, and
great play.
Void is out of there. Yeah, a great play by him. He's gonna get out of there, reposition. And they're gonna see Limits. Maybe, I mean, he's thinking about this. He does not know where he wants to go. He would try to get B, but it is gonna be where a Void rotates over to. So let's see if he gets into his trap. Just still thinking, only 17 seconds left, and the timing again. Limits.
Oh my God.
He will get turned on, and Boston Burgers win this Tuscan Search and Destroy in round 10 and go up 2-0.
I mean, like I said, a lot of great teamwork there out of Boston ultimately leads them to victory once again. So they're going to go up 2-0 in the back. We had to sort out some technical issues. Technical issues meaning we can't sort a lobby for some reason, but it's all right. We are back 8 with Boston Burgers up 2-0 in this gold mixed matchup. We are kicking off the CoD Rec League Vanguard fall season. We're happy you can join us here tonight. I'm joined alongside Tej, and it's been a pretty good series so far, man.
It has been, and it is going to be Boston up 2-0 in the series at this point. They are starting on defense here, and ODT with a nice start here on offense over at this A side and locking this in. They should be able to lock this in pretty quickly and give themselves plenty of time over at that B zone. Giants, though, does find one, and maybe floating that plan is, there you go. He does do exactly just that, but now you got to watch if you're Boston to see the play over here by OGT to go to B.
And now we're going to look over towards B. They get the nice spawn, so they should be able to hop on point. Keep an eye on number 5 there. Giants is going to be behind them on B. He's going to be able to find one. Going to look for 2. Can't quite do it. We see Marshall just going to try to make sure that mid's controlled here because they want to keep their options open. They start to move over towards A. They want to try to finish the 6. Looks like they're actually going to be able to do so with Boston completely just committed to Bravo right now.
Yeah, and they will be able to lock this in. So they will have
Marshall
over 2 minutes. Yeah, Marshall starting to pop off here for his team.
Marshall
rips George off that heady. Again, opening up the map, and now the play for OGT, possibly going through the back of the map, but Boston is ready for it, and they're going to continue to shut this down. Marshall trying to play his life. Starting off 7-1, though. Fantastic start, but he's going to get taken down, and now the reset here for OGT.
OGT Janning, we are Marshall because he is just lighting up Boston right now. Finally goes down, so now gives a little breathing room for Boston. Look at this fight, though. Oh, no, I wish you would have held your breath, man. You needed to hold that bullet, man. If you just waited, man, you had such a good lineup. Wasn't able to get it done, so the plan fails, but Boston ends up turning up anyway, getting 3 down. Java's going to be waiting in the wings, going to do as much damage as he can as he waits for the rest of his team to show back up.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal flank from MWII. Just the execution not there, but does not matter as his teammates can deal with everything. And now Giants bottom church just absolutely tearing apart OGT, and they're struggling to find a way in here. Already a minute left on the clock. 13-13 in the lives, as Giants will also catch out Java. Now Marshall with the pistol will take that one. Jay with another one, so that's going to be 2 down, and maybe a chance for OGT to get to the point. We
saw Boston start off so slow, but now they're starting to finally pick back up. It seems like they were doing this in every map where they don't necessarily get the best of starts, but once they finally start to find a rhythm to the map that they're playing, it seems like that they're able to just kind of play just great fundamental CoD. We've been talking about it from the very beginning, about just how good fundamentally this team is and how good they're able to play together and make decisions. And it looks like that, like, any decision they make, they are just 100% for. They don't even hesitate. They don't wait in awkward positions. They just push on through and just cause so many problems here for OGT. So finally, OGT gets a little bit of an opening here to try to push one in, but look how quickly it's shut down. Marshall Law gonna try to make something from himself, but I really think this is gonna be Boston's round to win here.
Yeah, maybe one more push to this. I mean, only 7 lives left on the defending side, so you can get on this point and stop the clock, but they're not letting this happen right now. As I say that is 3 down in the feed. Jay, the last alive, he gets taken down, and Boston will open this control with the defensive win, and they do it pretty comfortably in the end. Although throughout it, I mean, they were down in lives at points, but they pulled it back, and again, they go up 1-0.
They go up 1-0, and I mean, they are looking to just close away the series. I mean, I really don't know what other answers OGT could possibly come up with. I think Boston is just still continuing to play such good CoD, man. I mean, they're just all over. They're all over the map, and they're winning all the gunfights they need to. They're giving OGT absolutely zero breathing room on this map. It's actually quite incredible. I'm excited to see Boston continue to play its way throughout the year.
And look at this. I mean, right off the rip.
Okay, sure. Let's do it.
They're going to try to get interesting here and hit this B zone. And, I mean, if you're OGT, you have to read this quickly. You haven't seen it yet. You have to know. You have to start rotating over. Jay, again, he's been on this spot before trying to take down these players. But right now it is favoring Boston in the kill feed. Chava trying to come from behind on the flank, and we'll catch out Davey. Now looking for the rest of the players in and around the point. And Giants will pick up 1 as well. Trying to get on some point. Giants will pick up 2. And they got 3 as well. Giants trying to play his life. He is eventually going to get taken down, and that should foil the play over at B, although it is going to be a void. Now on the point, trying to find Marshall as well. He eventually will get taken down, so there you go. The B point is finally clear, and they're going to get Boston over to that A point, trying to get some progress over there. But I like the idea at the start, but OGT survives for now.
I mean, basically a split push there out of Boston as they're basically going to be able to get A here. B's going to be open. No ticks were gathered over on that B point, but it's okay. They're able to go up in lives and make up for it. And now they're going to have a push on through it. But as I say that, Limits just decides, you know what? This is my field. I'm going to take all of you down. And just completely lights up Boston in the process. So Davey just going to kind of hang out and see what type of slim pickings he's going to be able to get over on this side. But meanwhile, it's going to be a bloodbath over on P5 as an opening is being created. And Boston are going to continue to push on through. So this is still Boston's game to win right now. And now Davey's starting to heat up towards the back.
He is. And see if they can find a way through. It looks like Boston right now pushing through that P5 zone. Giants again finding another kill. And now Chava, you got to play it life as long as he can. But he's going to get taken down. And again, a possible opening here is Davey now finds one on Martial Law. Last going to be Limits. He's going to get taken down. And the stack can now come in. Boston's going to try to get on this point and lock this up. OGT has to find a way back in. But they're just not getting the kills right now. They need, although Martial Law does find 2 in the feed. Giants takes them down, though. Can they survive for any longer?
The push coming in from Limits is going to be able to hold on. He's going to be able to find one, but is going to get traded out. So it looks like Boston is going to be thwarted for now, but keeping eye on those lives. It is 16-7 for Boston right now. There's 1 tick in their favor. They have a minute to go. This is still 100% Boston's control right now. Oh my God, do it to him. Please. 2! Nope.
He is going to get taken down. By the way, Giants was doing a good job on the other side of the map, being a problem.
Yeah,
and just, he's still there. He's still there. Void takes down Marshall. It's going to be 2 lives left for OGT. It's going to be a 1v15 now for Chava. If you pull this off, I mean, you are the greatest player in CRL history. But he is taken down, and Boston go up 2-0.
You know, anytime if there's ever a point where I see like a 1v10 or something in a control, I think I literally might retire. There's just no way. There's no way. There's probably someone who posted on Twitter who did it in like a smurfed rank play lobby or something, but I refuse to believe that actually happens on any type of regular basis. But anyway, focusing on the game at hand, Boston on defense up 2-0 in this control. We're going to look to close out the series right here, and they're just going to kind of spread out over towards B, and I think what they're going to do is just going to collapse over through radio and just kind of push out OGT over towards A. So these kills, I think, are definitely going to go in their favor right now.
I love that play from Boston, though, because you're up 2-0. You know how easy it is to capture that A zone, and you know, just make sure they're not getting anything on B. Make sure they're not being, you know, you don't give anything up there off the rip. I love that play, and give him A for free, whatever. Giants, by the way, is continuing to fry. Definitely got to give a shout at him as he finds another one on Chava. He has been a menace right now. As this is all happening, though, this is going to be OGT trying to get over to that B site, so watch out for that as a little bit of a split push coming in from them, but I mean, right now, Boston doing a very good job of locking this down, and Davey will find the kill on Chava. That'll be all for that 8 point, though, as now Eyes will go over to B.
Eyes are over to B here, but Boston's just like, yeah, nah, you can have it. We're just going to set up right here. So Davey's just going to, he's going to lay down in the middle of the floor. He's had a drunken night. He's just kind of lay there and just kind of wait around for any type of OG player who decides to come on through. But meanwhile, it's going to be Giants who's going to push on through fire. He's going to catch some luck here. Look at his 1, 2. Can't get the second as he jumps over the side. And now the reach out comes on through. And Martial Law is actually going to win it. So now OGT finds the opening to kill the player on the floor. So they are now going to push on through. Going to hit top radio, but keep an eye on the back. Number 6, Void X. About to cause some real damage.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He is going to get taken down. So that is actually not going to happen. Now you're going to do a 2 down. Maybe trying to make something happen. George trying to play his life. Does find 1 in secret. And again, a good job by Boston. Just coming back and winning these gunfights. Now the last player going to be taken down over on that B point. They are just doing a phenomenal job time and time again of just controlling the game. And, you know, they go 2, 3 down. Doesn't matter. They get right back in and find that break again. Just a really, really good job from Boston.
And Boston just continuing to maintain the lives advantage as well. They are up 5 currently and just don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. They are just winning all of the massive gun battles. There's a couple setbacks that end up happening, but they're all to be able to turn it right back around. Java is going to be trying to be a problem inside of Church, but I mean, Boston is an even bigger one when you get 3 dead like that, up by almost 10 lives. I mean, this is over.
And Giants going to call in that glide bomb and try to get some spawn kills here, but just, I mean, this guy is frying this map, finds another 2. He is 31 and 14. God. He is just literally carrying this team right now. Just doing it all on the map, and a Void takes another one of Jay. And hey, Giants win another gunfight. Surprise, surprise. This is going to be the last push here for OGT. Only 3 lives left. Not looking good for them.
Now they're going to get a couple of kills here, but Boston is basically just lying in wait. Predator waiting for its prey to just give itself up and call it quits. Limit's going to get taken out. Java's going to try to push on up, coming for the reach out. Does find it. The kills are actually going in favor of OGT, but this is not going to last long at all, as now it's down to Java, who's going to push on through. Can't get the kill, and it's Boston all the time. The Burgers take this one home.
Yeah, they sweep the control as well as the series, and they look good doing it, man. Again, I mentioned it before, but the structured COD that they were, excuse me, that they were playing there, it was just